Hi. Okay. This is going to be Genesis chapter 8 and 9. I was going to do it last night, but I had a strange, frustrating, irritating afternoon, early evening actually. So I kind of got I deleted all the posts, all the videos I made yesterday because I was like, I hope we don't have too many sirens. Sirens have been going off like crazy. I don't know what's going on, but whew. Um, so this is going to be chapter 8 and 9 of Genesis. And this is after the flood. And God remembered Noah. Seriously, you remembered Noah? Kind of hard to forget. So from chapter 7, Noah was 600 years old. 2 months and 17 days of the year of the flood started. And now in chapter 8 here, it is the 7th month, 17th day, and the ark rested on the mountaintops of Ararat. And it doesn't say mountain of Ararat, it says the mountains, plural, of Ararat. So a lot of people have tried to find the mountain of Ararat because mountains get names change with generations and people. So right there, that is 5 months. So there have been in the ark 5 months. Now in the 10th month of the first day, the top of the mountains could be seen. So that's another almost 3 months, 2.5, almost 3 months before they could see the tops of the mountain. I mean, the ark landed on it, but they couldn't actually see it. And when Noah was 101 years old, in the 2nd month, on the 27th day, the earth was dry. So that's a little over a year since the flood started till the earth finally dried out. I hate to smell what that was like in that ark. Though before the ground was completely dry, Noah and his sons did take the cover off of the ark, get some air in there, because I think there was like one window and one door. It's like, oh my gosh. Oh, and I always hear the story of the dove and the olive branch. Well, actually, there was a dove was let go, and a raven was let go, and the dove came back, and the second dove was let go, and it came back with a brand new olive leaf, a little baby olive leaf. They knew olives there because that's one of the main crops in that area of the world is olives. They use it for they used to use it for their lamps, like olive oil for their lamps, and for cooking and eating the olives and all that stuff. So pretty much everybody knew what an olive leaf looked like. So Noah went and built an altar and made a sacrifice. And in verse 21, and this is like the second sentence in verse 21, then God said in his heart, I will never again curse the ground for man's sake, although the imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth. Nor will I again destroy every living thing as I have done. And then chapter 9, God blesses Noah and his sons. Oh, I forgot to tell you. After God... Oh no, this isn't chapter 9. It's when it comes up. God blesses Noah and his sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Actually, I don't know why they write it like that, because when you read later on, Japheth was the oldest, but I don't know. In verse 3 and 4, every moving thing that lives shall be food for you. I have given you all things, even the green herbs. But you shall not eat the flesh with its life, that is, its blood. So in other words, for all you vegans out there, God gave us animals to eat, but we have to kill them, bleed them, cook them, then eat them. he also said that, not in so many words, but he said that the punishment for murder is death. At least that's what I interpreted. That's what it sounded like to me. So in verses 9 through 17 is the covenant to never flood the earth again. And the rainbow is the sign of the covenant. Noah becomes a farmer and planted a vineyard, got drunk one night. So this takes a couple of years here. You gotta first plant the seeds, because they took seeds on the ark. First you gotta, and also some plants with them, some yearlings, I guess, young roots and stuff like that. So he plants the vineyard, and then you have to let the vines grow, and it takes so long for, I don't think you get grapes the first year. I think you have to wait a year before you start getting grapes on the vine. At least that's what my neighbor said, because he's trying to grow wine grapes. And then to make wine, you don't just crush the grapes and then you got alcoholic beverage. You gotta let it ferment. So, anyways, Noah becomes a farmer and planted a vineyard, got drunk one night and took off his clothes, fell asleep. Ham saw him naked. Ham went out and told Shem and Japheth. They picked up a cloak, walked backwards, and covered Noah with the cloak. Noah woke up and went, why am I wearing a cloak? And why do I have a cloak over me? And he knew what happened. And so Noah, this proves that this was several years. This one chapter goes for several years. Noah doesn't curse out Ham. He puts a curse on Ham's youngest son, Canaan. And he was cursed to be a servant of servants, but it never in there says anything about skin color. Never. And a lot of people used to use this verse to prove that blacks should be slaves, because they said, oh, the blacks are Canaan's children, and so we have the right to enslave them. Yeah, scholars now are like going, it doesn't say that anywhere. Where the hell do you people get this nonsense from? But a couple of scholars that I looked up said that they think that because there were the Israelites, there were the Canaanites, there were the, we're talking several thousand years. Like one thing I saw had it as 3,000 years, another one has it like 6,000 years. Anyhow, so there's quite a few people later on, and Canaan children, whatever, became the nation of Canaan, or the Canaanites. And the Israelites are supposed to have conquered. They fought with the Canaanites all the time. And a couple of experts say that actually this was written after Israel conquered Canaan, the Canaanites. You have to remember that especially the beginning of Genesis, probably most of Genesis, is what's called a written narrative, a historical narrative. In other words, this was stories passed down from family to family, generation to generation. Not exactly the same in each group, and Genesis is pretty much, a lot of Genesis is pretty much written accounts of the old narratives. So don't take it for gospel truth that this is exactly when this have happened. And especially when it says Noah lived to be 950, when before the flood, God said men will only live to be 120. So you got a little discrepancy there too. Anyhow, that's it for chapter 8 and 9. Wow, I went on. I didn't think I would go on that long, but chapter 10 will be a quick one. God bless, and read your scriptures and pray, study, research, pray again. Talk to you soon.